halfway hard, halfway hard.
It's moon ritual time. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Meshi with Path to Wellness with Meshi. How are you doing today? I'm keep asking this. I know you will never tell me how you're actually doing. I just thought I would say hello. How's your day going? Well, maybe you will tell me that in the comments. Today is a very special day because we mark the first new moon of 2019. So I thought, what better way to start off our beautiful year than with a new moon ritual. And if you're brand new to moon rituals, or you never really understood why you should create a ritual, then you have come to the right place. So if you're interested in checking out my new moon ritual for this moon cycle, then just stay tuned and let's get started with the video. So, well, first of all, I'm only going to spend about a moment talking to you really about moon cycles and rituals and why they really matter. But ultimately, it kind of goes back to just understanding that everything works in cycles. And because everything works in cycles, we sort of become more in tune with Mother Nature. So why would you want to follow the moon cycles? Well, before we can have that conversation, I think it's very important for you to understand that number one, rituals are basically just a recipe for you to it gives you a nice base outline. And then from there, you sort of get in and get messy with it. And then you really figure out what works for you, what resonates for you, and what really doesn't. But ultimately, when we're looking at the moon, when we're looking at the cycles or cyclic living in general, all it really refers to is for us, it gives us the opportunity for us to not just push all the time and keep striving, but to take time to rest and really tune into Mother Nature to see really what suits us and what really doesn't. Because us as human beings have been really conditioned, especially in the past, I would say at least in the past 40 to 50 years, when we really get disconnected to how to tune in to what the cycles are telling us. So if you're going back in history, then it's really easy to see that the cycles of the moon and the cycles of the seasons and the cycles of the months, they were always dictating of when it's time for harvest and when it's time to retreat and really just allow those seeds to be planted and then allow it to manifest. So if we can tune into that, then you sort of understanding that there's certain times in your life when it's not really about pushing really hard. It's really just about taking time to rest or taking time to create space so you can think. And this is exactly where the moon comes into this entire conversation. So the moon sort of keeps us reminded of, and if you end up tuning in properly, you can probably tune in to your own menstrual cycle as well. And then that way you can start honoring your body and really tune into what level of self-care you personally need. So now, as of, I believe it's Saturday, we're going to be entering into the new moon, and we mark the new moon in Capricorn. So I'm not going to go into like the full details of what that really means, but all you need to know is that new moon equals new beginnings, and new beginnings equal an opportunity for us to create some beautiful space, go deep within, get quiet, and for us to set new intentions. And I want you to think of that slightly differently than how you would think of like your New Year's resolutions or the word that you have chosen for the year or how you're planning your year out. This is very, very specific to this moon cycle. And this moon cycle really just starts, the new moon starts as of the 5th of January, and the full moon happens on the 20th. It happens on the 20th. So we really don't have a ton of time, but within this time, it gives us enough time for us to tune in, to get quiet, to create some space, mental space most definitely. And we're going to be writing out our intentions for this moon cycle, what we really want to manifest for the month of January, what's really truly important to us, how can we get zoomed in even more? How can we get more precise with what truly matters to us? And then that way we can get a little bit closer to manifesting it. And maybe it's going to be a new intention for you. Maybe it's something that you're building on from the previous months or from the previous years. Whatever the case may be, this is exactly when rituals like this become extremely beautiful, because it gives you the opportunity for you to tune in and really do a little bit of self-reflection of what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And also, I mean, you can make this as simple or as complicated as you want. Honestly, I think that what actually matters more than anything, instead of really worrying about like what crystals to use or what planner to use or which pen are you using, instead of worrying about all the tiny little details, use your intuition. Take some time, take a few days even prior to the new moon, and really just try to tune in on what your body's trying to tell you. Because if you learn to tune in, it's such a beautiful thing for you to be in harmony with your body. And that way it will also, it's one of those rituals where it also allow you to start that relationship of self-love and self-acceptance. And so it has the ability to impact more than just that simple intention that you're setting for the month. But I understand the fear and the anxiety that you may have if you've never set intentions for yourself, or your intentions were there, but then you never really fully made the commitment to follow through and broke down step by step what you needed to do or how you needed to shift in your energetically and with your actions and with your mindset, so that you can manifest whatever you're looking to manifest. And so I'm hoping that as you start a new year, most of you are super motivated to create some amazing changes for you in your life. I'm hoping that you will actually take the time to do it in a way that it can stick. It's like you're creating, so rituals like this, think of it like it's the glue that sort of makes it stick and makes it more concrete. And the thing is that new moon rituals are so beautiful, and if you're able to connect with your soul sisters and do them together, it makes it even more special, because each of you will have a different intention. Each of you are working on something different, but yet if you're able to come together as a ritual and connect, it's a bond that can connect you so much deeper than you realize, which is sort of what my big hope is, that when you see these rituals, then it allows us to really connect on a deeper level, more than just, more content that you're consuming. I mean, you can, but, I want you to have a more intentional life, and I want you to just take these outlines that I'm giving you in hopes that it will create a more intentional experience for you. So if that sounds good to you, let's hop on over to my meditation space and then we can get started. But before that, I will just show you some of the supplies that I'm going to be using. Feel free to adjust it to whatever your needs are, and sky is the limit. So let's get started, shall we? And I will meet you over at my meditation space. So let's go. Okay, so here I have a full lineup of all of the crystals that we're going to be using. So I have a tourmaline, a couple of tumbled pieces of rose quartz, a clear quartz, an amethyst, a labradorite piece. We have the sage stick. We need a tray of some sort. And for flowers, I'm using 3 pieces of dried rose that we're going to be using to set up our offerings. Then I have about 3 different candles, because we're going to be setting that all around us, and 2 selenite wands. And of course, you're also going to need your journal and a pen where you can write down all of your intentions. Okay, so let's get started with cleansing. And generally, I start cleansing the crystals, but in this case, I actually started cleansing the environment first. So I started cleansing the room first, and I'm cleansing myself. And you probably haven't seen me do this, but I generally do this at every single ritual. I also took my mala bracelet off because it has moonstone on it, which we will be using to set up our offering. I'm basically creating, you will see in a moment, we'll go through it. But here you just want to make sure that the smoke from the sage can go all the way around you. And of course, obviously this is around the time when you want to make sure that you open up the windows so that the smoke can dissipate. Time to cleanse our crystals. So first we're going to start off with our amethyst piece. And just piece by piece, just go through every single one of them. Make sure that the smoke goes all the way around it. So here's our clear quartz. And next up is our rose quartz piece. So this is one of the larger pieces that I have. And then the labradorite. We will be using this to actually set up sort of like a small mandala. You'll see it in a moment. And this is one of the newest pieces, the small little tumbled piece of rose quartz, which is my absolute favorite. And then of course tourmaline, you can't forget about that one. And so once you're finished with your sage, you can actually just close the windows, light up your candles. And this is something new that you probably haven't seen. This is a sweetgrass braid. And we're going to be using this little guy right in the center of our little offering mandala. And it's supposed to bring in good vibes and good fortune and good spirits. Mandala, I'll bring you a little bit closer so you can kind of take a look. But I put the sage stick right in the middle along with the sweetgrass. We have our flowers on the side. And then here you can kind of see all of the crystals creating one circle, like a mandala. And then now we're going to be using the candles. So the reason why I wanted to set up 3 separate candles is because, you know, Holy Trinity, it just creates really positive vibes. And it's time to get started with our meditation. So just take a moment, connect with your breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale slowly through the mouth. And as you're getting grounded, I want you to think about and visualize everything that you want to manifest in this next coming month. What are you getting closer to? With palms up, you're allowing the energy to flow in. You can fixate on the candles that are around you, or you can close your eyes. It's completely up to you, whatever feels right. You can use the guided meditations, a kirtan kriya, or you can just stay in silence and just tune in. Keep breathing. Make sure that you connect back to your breath. If you find that your thoughts are kind of running away with you, and time to get grounded, get a little bit more rooted, and again, just keep connecting back to your breath. And here you're going to just go deeper, and again, allow your breath to sort of set the tone for this meditation. If you need to, keep your eyes on the candle so that you have a focal point, something to focus on. And right around 7 to 10 minutes after your meditation session is done, grab your journal, and it's time to really write down what has come up for you, if anything, if you saw any visions or what you had visualized, or your new intentions. Truly, like, this is your opportunity to have it in writing and to solidify your commitment that you're going to be turning this into a goal. Take as much time as you need, get as detailed or as brief as you need to. Just allow your intuition to really guide you here. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope that you found it useful and helpful in creating your own rituals. If you are brand new to creating them, let me know in the comments below if you have been following the moon for a while, and how does your ritual look like? Do you actually create a new moon ritual, or do you just sit down and meditate and reflect? What does that look like for you? Because I would love to learn. It's always very interesting for me to see sort of what other people are up to and how they interpret the same thing. But I definitely love the fact that it's sort of an opportunity for us to come together and connect as a community, because then it just sort of evens out the playing field for us to really connect deeper. And it's not so much about what I do or what you do, but it's more just the fact that we're all tuning into the same thing. So there's a level of resonance there. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you can give me a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss another video. The notification bell will actually notify you every time I release a new video, so you can sign up for that if you'd like. Throughout the week, I usually release a video every Tuesday, Thursday, and once on the weekend. And because I go into a few different topics, some of them are spiritual practices, just like this one. Some of them are bullet journaling or planning videos. Others are more go into green beauty and zero waste lifestyle. So how you can really reduce your waste consumption and become a little bit more conscious as a consumer. So because we go into a few different topics, and sometimes we also actually talk about, anxiety and stress management. So because we go into a few different topics throughout the week, you may or may not know sort of what's coming up when. And to make your life a little bit simpler, I usually release a recap email every Sunday where I give you some of the best takeaways from each of my videos. I usually link them up for both the trailer, if there is one, and also to the full video. So and I also give you the upcoming schedule for the following week. So if you wanted to sign up for that, I left the link down in the description. It's completely free and complimentary to make your life a little bit easier. So if that sounds good to you, you can sign up for that. And in the meanwhile, keep seeking wellness seekers, keep shining your light, and I hope that you enjoyed this new moon that's coming up this weekend. And I will see you again in my next video. Bye.